Hello everyone, welcome back to another video about understanding the structure of reality and why it matters. So today's video is about why it's impossible to have a bad experience, to have a negative experience. And this is basically the definition of the law of neutrality. This is one of the universal principles. This is a parameter, a structure of existence which you operate under. You are not separate from the laws of the universe because you are not separate from the universe, as above, so below. So the law of neutrality states nothing has inherent meaning. Nothing has an inherent value. Nothing is predetermined. Nothing has a predetermined meaning built into it. We ascribe, we give meaning to things based on our preferences, based on our conditioning, based on our consensus, agreements that we all have about, what we tend to label as good and bad. And the whole shebang. But what this law is really about is learning emotional mastery, learning that every single thing, person, circumstance, situation that appears in your reality, in your life, has a potential positive influence. Everything is here to serve you if you allow it. If nothing has meaning, if everything is neutral, literally, whether it be $100 bill, whether it be a table, so meaning and purpose are not the same. Like we can say the purpose of this table is for something to put it on, we can put stuff on it. But at the same time, purpose is flexible, like, well, it can be decorative. So we ascribe meaning to things, value. So everything that comes into our experience based on the meaning we give it, if we say this is a bad experience, then we will experience it as something bad. If anything that comes into our experience, if we say like, okay, well, this is not really what I planned for, and this is not really something that I like to happen, like we don't have to lie, we don't have to spiritually bypass, we don't have to say about anything, I love this, I like this, I attracted this, I manifested this. Although maybe true on some level, you don't have to go there. You just have to say like, okay, this is something that's popping up. It's here to serve a purpose. And that purpose is up to me. If I want a positive outcome, I'm going to have to at least say, this is here to teach me something, at the very least. And with that, like personally, I find this has been very helpful for me, is that most negative, which is not negative, but things that we tend to see as negative things that we don't prefer to happen, when they happen, for me, the biggest gain I can get from it, before anything else, you can turn anything into something positive, but the first step for that is like, oh, what is it here to teach me? What is it, what can I learn from this? And then I always come back to emotional mastery. We don't actually attract or manifest or any kinds of those things, negative things into our experience. It's because we label certain things as negative, as bad, that we still have emotional charge around them. And that is one of the reasons they keep circling back to us. That's why they keep happening, because we still haven't learned the lesson. And we still haven't learned the overarching lesson, which is to react from a neutral place, rather than to label it as bad and want to push it away and want to complain and want to suffer, basically. We make ourselves suffer in this way. Remember all the universal laws, not understanding them, deviating from them causes pain, and then getting frustrated over that pain and not knowing what to do with it, not wanting to learn and grow from it is what constitutes suffering. So the law of neutrality is everything is neutral. Take, for example, the color blue. One person can have really positive associations with the color blue. So whenever they see the color blue, they are likely to feel calm, peaceful, and joyful. Now imagine that someone has had maybe like a drowning experience or any kind of traumatic experience involving the color blue. They will probably not have a positive association. They will not have a positive interaction with the color blue. This tells us nothing has an inherent meaning. We have agreed upon certain things and they kind of work that way in our lives, but these agreements, for the most part, for like really the most part, are very flexible. They're very malleable. So for today, I want you to start practicing and imagining that anything that you think you know what it means, and the things that are good and the things that are bad and the things that you want to happen and the things that you don't want to happen, to know that you have the option, the possibility to reframe those things, to neutralize anything, and then to say to everything that you encounter, like, okay, why is this here? Interesting, cool. What can I learn? How can I grow? How can I use even something negative to my advantage? I don't like stubbing my toe, but what can I learn from it? Instead of like, oh, why does this happen to me? And it always happens to me and it keeps happening. And this is just like one tiny example. But we do this, and this goes for all of the going against these universal laws. We do this every second of every day, and this is why life is so challenging and frustrating and problematic, and this is why we have why we think we have relationship issues. This is why we have self-esteem issues. This is why we think we need more money and need to work hard and figuring stuff out, and just like the same stuff keeps happening over and over again, and we can't really break free from our emotional reactions and our constant worry and anxiety and judgment, and it's just like, why can't we figure this out? It's because we don't understand these things. So that's why I'm making these videos, to give a little bit of like a tiny version of an abbreviated version of the rudimentary foundational basics of the manual for being human. If you want more, find me on Instagram, on Facebook, or go to imayasabine.com/subscribe to enroll in this program, to enroll in the curriculum where we go really deep with this stuff, and where you actually also get practical tools, not just like, okay, that sounds really cool and great, but now what? All right, see you in the next video.